Hey, welcome everyone. I got one more stop here to make at Calvary Cemetery, East Los Angeles. But as I'm walking to our next stop, I noticed this precious, precious individual. What a smile. Wow. Sometimes it's very heartbreaking walking through cemeteries. But our last stop is Lou Frizzell. He's an actor probably best known for playing Dusty Rhodes in the television series Bonanza. But I remember him in playing the part of Captain Will Fritz, who interrogated Lee Harvey Oswald on November 22nd, 1963, in the movie Ruby and Oswald, which came out in 1978.
On your job application, you've given your home address as Irving, but you keep a room here in Dallas on Beckley?
That's right. My wife and children live there, friends. I'd go there on the weekends.
How long have you been working at the school book depository?
Oh, a little more than a month. I took the job the middle of October.
What floor do you work on?
Second mostly, but sometimes I have to fill orders on the other floors.
What floor were you on when the president was shot?
I was on the first floor eating my lunch.
And what floor were you on when the police officer stopped you right after the shooting?
On the second floor, in the lunchroom. I'd gone up to get a Coke.
Why did you leave the building after that?
Well, with so much excitement going on and all the confusion, I didn't think there'd be any more work for the rest of the day.
Where'd you go when you left work?
Went to my rooming house, changed my clothes, got my pistol, and then I went to a movie.
Why do you carry a pistol?
Well, you know how boys are when they have a gun. They just carry it.
You were in the Marines, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
You ever win any medals for marksmanship?
Just the usual.
Do you own a rifle?
No.
Yeah, I want to get that one more stop in. Now we're going right across the street to Home of Peace Cemetery. This is a Jewish cemetery. It's closed. This gate is locked on Saturday. But in here we'll find Shimp and Curly, Jack Warner, and several other famous graves. So let's get parked here and get going. Also would like to say, when the headstones are above ground, the famous graves are much easier to find as opposed to flat on the ground. When they're flat, it's lots and lots of walking. But hey, I'm not complaining. I enjoy both situations. You guys probably know who I'm walking up to first here in East LA. Well-decorated grave. Curly Howard of the Three Stooges gets plenty of visitors. In fact, this famous grave is the most visited one within this cemetery. Coins on a grave is a sign of respect. Curly's actually the second member of the Three Stooges. Of course, we got Larry, Moe, and Shimp were the originals. Shimp wanted to get into some serious acting, wanted to expand his horizons. This is when they recruited brother Curly Howard. They had him shave his head and put the name Curly on him. Curly turned out to be the most popular of the Three Stooges. He has a stroke in 1946, and as you can see, he died in 1952. Whenever he would forget his lines, many times he would fall to his shoulder and spin. You guys probably remember seeing him do this many times. Curly Howard.
Nothing yet.
Oh!
Right over here in the mausoleum is Shimp, but I think we'll stop and find Jack Warner first. Jack Warner, a powerful figure in the movie industry. He's president of Warner Studios located here in Burbank, California. His career lasts 55 years. I remember the story of Tony Curtis riding on an airplane next to Jack Warner flying from New York to Los Angeles. Jack Warner says to Tony Curtis, "Hey, call me Monday. I have something in mind for you." And also, who could forget Saturday morning cartoons, Warner Brothers. Randy Travis gets his first recording contract with Warner Brothers as well. Hello. Okay, we find ourselves inside of the mausoleum. This is a corridor of eternal life. Up on the right hand side will be Shimp Howard. Lots of visitors. He's born Samuel Horowitz. He gets the nickname Shimp. How about that? He gets the nickname Shimp because when his mother would call Sam, it would sound like Shimp. He was part of the Ted Healy and the Three Stooges from 1923 through 1932 when he left to do serious parts, but also he was fed up with Healy's heavy drinking and abuse. You know, Shimp never got his driver's license. He didn't like driving and was fearful of driving, so he would take a cab everywhere. One night after attending a boxing match, Shimp dies of a heart attack in back seat of a taxi cab. I'm going to pause here just for a second. This is a picture of Gertrude Franks, which is Shimp's wife. Now, she's not interred here. She's buried over at Mount Sinai Cemetery close to Hollywood Hills, which is also a Jewish cemetery, but she's a ground interment. Mo, Shimp, Larry Fine are all in mausoleums. Curly, Joe Dorita, and Joe Best are ground interments. But when I go back to Mount Sinai Cemetery, I'm going to use this picture to find her grave, which is gold because look in the foreground, the building has a mural on the side. Also to the right, you can see the shrubbery. And then I'll count several rows coming this direction to find her location. I love these pictures. They're very, very helpful in finding famous grave locations. Shimp is my favorite of the Three Stooges. This place is beautiful. Look at this artwork. I think it was built in 1934. Bone dry. Often I'm asked by you subscribers if I ever get spooked in these mausoleums, and I think I'm the only one in here today. The answer is a strong no. It's more beauty than death. However, I would not spend the night in here. Look at this. The beautiful glass ceiling, stained glass ceiling. We're now at the resting place of Harry Einstein. He's known professionally as Harry Park. He was a stand-up comedian.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a wonderful surprise for you. It's a gentleman who is so uninteresting, so unintelligent, and so unsuccessful, you would hardly believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's me. But seriously, boys and girls, I just want to say that you war workers are doing a wonderful job. And just to show you that my heart is on the wrong side, I want to do a little number for you. Henry, I want you to play this like you never played anything before. Play it good. You can brush off a Russian won't take brushing. You may brush up Russian, but never brush a Russian. Though you pronounce it Russian, you reach the same conclusion. A Russian won't take Prussian, though you may do your worst. It's borscht from Minsk to Pinsk. From Minsk to Pinsk, it's Horchichornya. Horchichornya. And just to kill time for the sake of a rhyme, I'll throw in California.
There's a couple of things I like to mention here. He dies during a routine entertaining Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. Also, he is the father of Bob Einstein, who was Super Dave Osborne. Do you guys remember him? In the 80s and 90s, one of my favorite comedians, one of my favorite acts. We'll stay in this corridor, a couple of more stops down towards the end. This is a grave of Dave Burman. You might notice the cards. He was a member of organized crime and was a partner of Bugsy Siegel, who owned the Flamingo Hilton in Las Vegas. He died during surgery in 1957. He takes over the Flamingo in 1947 after Bugsy died. And then down on the end is his daughter, Susan Burman, who is an award-winning author who wrote for Francis Ford Coppola's City. She also wrote for Cosmopolitan and Family Circle magazines. On Christmas Eve 2000, she was shot and killed execution style at her Beverly Hills home. I don't know what happened. I need to find out what in the world happened. If anybody knows, please leave it in the comments. And then down on the left is Shimp Howard. This section of the mausoleum is kind of dark. Up towards the top, we'll find the final resting place of Louis Mayer, who was a co-founder of MGM. During his time with MGM, was the most prestigious movie studio who had the best writers, producers, directors, and stars in Hollywood. He was also one of the founding members of the Academy Awards. He dies of leukemia on October 29th, 1957. Kind of dark in this small corridor. Down at the bottom, if we can make out the name, let's get a little bit closer. Here we go. This is Harry Raft. He was a production manager for MGM, where he works with Buster Keaton, Joan Crawford, Laurel and Hardy, among others. And then just past the marble pillar, this is a grave location of Leo Forbstein. He works with Warner Brothers as a musical director, putting in the music we hear in the early movies of Warner Brothers. A talented director, talented music director. Is it Lamel? How do you pronounce that? I hope I'm saying it correctly. Got Laura Lee, Carl Jr. Carl Sr., he's the founder of Universal Pictures. He produces or worked on over 400 films. He did Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Phantom of the Opera, Dracula, and Frankenstein, among others. If you look left, you'll see those toes. I got a subscriber hanging out today, following me around, which I just love, and I welcome it and encourage it. This is Bert and Baskin's grave location. The story is that Bert begins dating Robin's sister. They eventually get together and open Baskin Robbins ice cream stores. Today, there's over 5,500 stores coast to coast. Puts me in the mood of ice cream, doesn't it? What's your favorite flavor? But anyway, I think on the way home, I'll try to find one and grab some ice cream. Who's it? Pig Latin. Going to get on this old-fashioned elevator and hope for the best. This elevator has probably been here for forever. Forever. Yeah, look. No digital here. Going to go down to the first floor. It squeaks and moans. That's bouncing. Look at it bouncing. Oh boy. At least it's got the elevator inspection sticker within. Well, come on. Come on, I want to get out of here. Here we go. Free at last. Free at last. Hey, stick with me. We're going to grab some ice cream. I think I'll get 1 scoop of vanilla and 1 scoop of butter pecan. Mission accomplished. Yummy. Baskin Robbins.